Hey, this is Rev. I make music as Summer Starved. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about percussion, how I use it in my songs, and how I mix it, just to give like a layer of spice, of excitement, of a little flavor. You don't need much. You can just buy a few of these little Latin percussion instruments. I have a few shakers and a few things there. And you can just add a lot of life to whatever beat you're working with. So we'll go to Ableton and I will show you what I do. All right, we're in Ableton here, and I'll just show you a little bit about what we're doing. Basically, I have a drum break. Paul Van Dyke drum breaks are dope. He is a producer, drummer. He makes beats for producers like you and I to use royalty free. You have to pay for them, of course, but you can just go on Bandcamp, look him up, Paul Van Dyke, and then you can use them for your really anything. So I got that going there, and then I got some percussion tracks happening. So what I'll do first is just show you. I got a shaker left, shaker right, Cabasa, got some Claves here, Tambourine, I claps, some snaps, and then a Sharpie. Just a little Sharpie. Don't need much. So first of all, what I would do is grab them all and I would group them and run them through one track. So I will call this perc. And this is our percussion track. That means now everything, when I play this, I can control the volume of all the different percussion tracks in one. And then I can process that audio as I want as a whole. So first one is a shaker. What I'll do is double that, make this shaker left and this shaker right. And what I'll do here is you can group these tracks together too, which is great. So we're going to make a little bit of a stereo thing going on with this. Really cool trick. That's very easy. Just take a delay, throw it on the right track. And you want to take the sync off. You don't want it syncopated at all, but and make sure it's fully wet. Bring the feedback down, and then you just want it a little bit off, just to make a little stereo spread there. I'm going to duplicate this track again, so now I have 3 shakers. Wow, count them 3. And what I'm going to do to this one is actually drop it down an octave. Just give it there. And you can actually control through this transient thing. I can't really go into all that because I don't really know it all. But what it does is chop it down so it's not. Just gives a little. It chops down the sound a bit. So with the Cabasa, what I did, I'm going to get rid of this for now. So I have this really cool thing. One of my favorite things is the Cabasa. And what I like, there's an effect in Ableton called a redux. And what that does is it simulates downsampling that you would find on older instruments. So I'm going to put that on there. And as I bring the sample down, we're getting into like Mario territory here. It's a bit much, but it gives it some grit. So what you can do is click on that effect, group it, Command G, and then open this up. And now it's an effect rack. This little label here is called the Show Hide Chain List. And now you have basically a place where you can start to drop in all sorts of different effects in parallel, which means that there's a bunch of different channels going at the same time. So I'll label this one clean. I'll duplicate that. So now I basically have 2 reduxes going at one time. Way too scratchy. And so on the clean channel, I'll just actually get rid of that. And now that's just, this is just the basic channel. And then I'll add in the redux. Downsample a little more. You could pan that left to right if you wanted to. Call that, I don't know, redux. I'll even double that again and then pan this one to the right. Group both of those, so now you have another, another audio effect rack within the audio effect rack. It's getting crazy here. One is going to the right channel, one's going to the left, and I'm going to downsample the one on the right even more. So it's just got this little fuzz, and then you can blend that to taste how you like it. So with this clave, I'm way out of a rhythm, obviously. So with the clave, I like that sound. So what I'm going to do is double that and actually bring the second clave down maybe, I don't know, to 7. A 5th down. So what's that sound like? And then add a little reverb to that. Yeah, so now you got a little bit of love happening there. Okay, so I'm not going to go into the rest of them, but those are like a few ways you could do it. By duplicating tracks, changing the pitches on them so you're kind of getting like a wider, more interesting sound. And then what I would do is effect the entire bus, the percussion bus here. I'll add a few things onto that to make it bounce a little bit. So I would add a compressor, and then in this compressor there's a sidechain function here, and I would sidechain that to the drum break. That means that every time the drum break comes in, it's just going to squash that signal just a little bit. You'll hear what I mean. That's a lot. So it's the beat's coming in, and then it's dropping it. Got a little bit going there. And then I would just probably EQ that with the channel, bring it down. Maybe add a little verb. To the claps and snaps, I want to get some verb on those. Again, I recorded all these things myself within, I don't know, 30 minutes. And yeah, what I would also do usually always, I would use one of my favorite plugins. My red beans are on the stove, and the alarm just went off, so we'll make this quick. RC20, man, you can add some really cool sounds to this. There's this really awesome noise module, and you can say it to follow so that every time it comes in, you can hear that there's a little bit of noise coming in. A little scratch like a record. Wobble, bring it down. Stereo effect. Distort it maybe a little bit. You can change where the distortion goes. And then overall, most important, add this cool digital display. It's a great digital, downsamples the whole thing. Added a little bit of width. I would cut out the lows, a little bit of the highs. Cool. Just some things I would do with percussion. Really easy to do, really easy to set up. And you got instant vibe, man, and not too long. And you don't need to worry about anybody else's samples. Do it. Like, subscribe, let me know what you think. Send me flowers. Love y'all. Peace.